Well, we ran a poll, and the approval rate is pretty low. In fact, internally, the approval rate is pretty low. And you can see how the main guy who runs this video feels about whenever he has to take off. In fact, I was privy to a conversation. I was not part of it, but I was privy. I love saying that word. To a conversation in which Eric Lindquist was so disgusted with these weekend versions of his video during the week that he actually insisted he did it 7 days a week. Now, labor laws, all these other things going on here said no. The company said no. And here we are. Thumbs up. Just do it for Eric, all right? He took care of we don't need any thumbs downs on this video because he took care of it for you, all right? There you go. All I need from you is a thumbs up, and I want you in, all right? I want you in this community. Let's do it. I'm going to show you right away a chance for you to make some money over here at BetMGM. 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Here's the play. I'll get back to that. You're going to hang out with Eric Lindquist for 2 months, or 2 free months, by the way, on the Discord. That's all below. Let's start with a play, shall we? First one up on the board is an under. Now, we're going to run through these, not waste much of your time, right? Knowing we have the doubleheader, we're going to move past game one of that. But we start with Steele and Bassett. We'll get into that second game. I'll give you thoughts on the first game. I would actually take the under. Just a little lean on the under. Blue Jays, though, here, this is the play, right? We give you one play from every game that's up. We want to go under with Steele on the mound and Bassett at home. Under first 5, I'm okay with that. But we're essentially targeting the underplay overall with Justin Steele being the catalyst in this pitching matchup. And I'm not going to get crazy cute with Chicago on the road. I don't think I need to. Bassett, look, the 22 to 7.8, not going to short him. K to walk rate is manageable. The fact that he's pitching a little suspect to contact is concerning, but ultimately, I don't think Chicago on the road, this is just a good matchup. I don't think on the road they take advantage of that. Can we get the other one up there? That's the one. Thank you. Jeez. Now we got to go back and redo this whole thing. All right. So maybe we won't because it was just a small little slight. And that's a reminder that you can check out the breakfast bets 6 days a week. Ooh. So maybe it worked. All right. Let's keep it moving then, right? We go from one to another here. Detroit on the road. Again, it's so difficult to not target Brian Bello here, but I'm getting some pretty good value. Always go to Odd Shopper. In fact, we can show you right here. Just see what happens. Give me money line action on Detroit. I'm just curious, seeing what it is, plus 168. All right, look, on PointsBet. We've got links below here for other stuff. Man, I cannot let that PointsBet in my state, but I have FanDuel. Okay, well, sign up on that link below. As I mentioned, we're going to take Detroit, plus 165. And this team, this is like last year's plus 165 or something along those lines. And look, I'm not trying to make Matt Manning out to anything better than what he is, which is barely manageable here. The over 9.5 is certainly in play, but I think Bello struggles tonight. I don't see the path to a lot of Ks for him. There is some power with Detroit clearly in that lineup. You want to target the over instead as far as just a smarter bet? That's fine. Let's do that. All right. There you go. Either way, I think it's Detroit or over 9.5. Let's keep it moving. Now, I think in this case here, if it's not up on BetMGM, then we'll see. Ooh, look at this. BetMGM has it's locked. Oh, that's a shame. So it's not up here on BetMGM, but it will be. And it's going to be the K count, specifically for Gavin Williams. Tampa, it's just too soon here to see exactly what you're going to get, I think, from Armstrong in this case. But with the Guardians on the road in Tampa with Sean Armstrong on the hill, again, we've seen limited. That's what he is. I think you're going to get a longer outing from Gavin Williams. He's going to be in the game. If I can get 6 innings from Gavin Williams, I can get 6 Ks, a K an inning. You're going to find them throughout this lineup, and it's one that I would love to target. So let's go Guardians, Rays next up. K prop, at least your lone K prop of the day. We always like to sprinkle in here, right? But that's again, find it when you can. Get in now on BetMGM at least, and you can wait, or you can go to another book. That's fine. We got them all there below for you. Next up, all right, this I know you can shop. You can get a better number. But are we really going to ignore right now what the Philadelphia Phillies are? And it's not so much that, they just scored a ton of runs. 6 of their last 7 games at home have been won. They have survived some shaky pitching. Their pitching has survived some shaky hitting until all of a sudden it becomes timely and they jack in like the 7th or 8th inning. They're averaging over 7 runs in their last 10 games. Yeah, I think Philadelphia is the play. Truly, I think it is. I don't really understand, outside of slight pitching matchup, maybe what you're getting with Minnesota. So, look, we just gave you 4 technically with Gavin Williams, but 3 here on the mound. And I think you look at this as a whole, jump in. Put anywhere from $10 to $1,000 as your first bet on BetMGM. That's all. It's a 3-leg parlay. If it hits, you put your first bet in. It's $400. If it hits, guess what? You make some money. $2,200. That ain't bad, isn't it? It's not. It's really, it's not bad. And if it misses, you get it right back into your account. So just wanted to remind you, okay, we've got some stuff here happening. 2 free months of the Discord. You get to jump in with Eric Lindquist. Look at that. I even have a QR code for you. Come on, no excuses. 0 excuses. Let's keep it moving. All right, we go from the Phillies and we stay in the state. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Another one that pitching matchup we'd like to focus on first and foremost. Just identify if there's anything here that works in our favor. Williamson works in our favor. It works in our favor if we're targeting the Pittsburgh Pirates. And look, Andre Jackson, not Andre 5, but Andre Jackson, you're not going to get a lot. You're just not. You haven't, and there isn't enough to just rely on him and say, all right, this is a lot for, like, Brandon Williamson, for example, season long. I just think at this point, you're taking a team that benefits from not seeing a guy as much. And on top of that, look, you're getting 3 innings, right? This is like extended opener action for Jackson. Hasn't seen him yet this year. On the other side of this, Williamson is primed to get torched. The Pirates have been clearly capable of hitting, as we've seen in a couple of series as of recent. I think that they have the edge. Cincinnati loses an edge being outside of their ballpark in a scenario like this where they can go back and forth with runs. And now all of a sudden, 3 innings of shutout ball from Jackson, which we've seen 3 straight starts, mind you, opens this up for the Pirates to take an early lead. I don't think they give it up. Nats hosting Oakland. Look at this. Again, this is tighter in other spots if you wanted. The lean or the play here, if you will, would actually be to target a guy on the road. I don't know if it's up. Doesn't look like it. A lot of this looks locked. Okay, hold on a second. Now, how long is Jake Irvin truly going to be in this game? Luis Medina is going to get a benefit here. His team is torched. And look, the Nats are as well. Trust me. I'm not trying to make a pit here for the Nats to make a run into the wild card or playoffs. But the A's, you're going to get a longer stretch from Medina. They're going to be in this baseball game. I know the hammering that we've seen, but forget last night. Like, that's not a concern here. It's more about who matches up better with the opposition. I actually think Oakland has a decent shot. The 18-9 K to walk rate, not fantastic for Irvin. 346 x Woba, 454 x slugging. He's struggling. Loud contact there. Medina is not doing significantly better in certain spots, but he is doing better. The X batting average, the K rate, 22.3 K rate. He's giving up walks at a ridiculous clip. Insane. 11.5 walk rate is awful, but there's value here. I'm just saying. Plus 160 for Luis Medina to have more Ks than Jake Irvin. I'm already in love with Medina's K prop going over. So let's keep it moving. Under 9.5, Cardinals, Royals. Okay. We got something here. Again, St. Louis is probably the team to target in a scenario like this where we're going under. And the bigger thing is Cole Ragans is on the hill. What do we see? 12 Ks or so last time out. Steven Matz, it's not measured all the time by a K rate or by the amount of strikeouts maybe in a game, but Steven Matz has played and pitched well. For a team in St. Louis's position, he's pitched fine. How about that? You'll meet me halfway? He's pitched fine. I mean, look, 22 to 7.5 K to walk rate, 375 X slugging is fine for me. Cole Ragans has just been destroying, and rightfully so. It's just going to be tough for both of these teams to get the bat off their shoulder. And at under 9.5 minus 115, that is a slam, folks. For me, at least. You should find it. You should shop it. But that's probably the better number that you're going to get right now. Again, when you're watching this video. So keep that in mind. Now, again, you can shop the total, though. That's what I do, because I can get under 10. At least I got under 10. Oh, I smell a trip to the odd chopper tool. Come on, give it to me here. What do we got? What do you say? What do you say? 10. There you go. Told you. Wow, moved to 9.5, Jerry, to where I got it at 10. Insane how this stuff works, isn't it? That's why we want you ahead of it. In fact, if I can just, I'll give you 70% off this tool. It's free, what I'm doing there, but you can get 70% off the shop and get bets and get home run plays. You want home run plays? I got home run plays. I'll give you a bunch of home run plays before we get out of here. How about that? 70% off. That's less than a cup of coffee. If it's not, then what the hell are you drinking? We keep it moving. Now we are going to get to that Braves-Mets game. It's not up here. That's fine. But I'll remind you, in the second game, you've got Strider on the hill. You lay the run line. I know that the K rate hasn't, he struggled here last outing, but it's the Mets. Have you met the Mets? They're pretty bad. They get blips, they get bumps. It's baseball. You're not going to lose 30 straight. But they haven't magically changed anything either following a win. Slide on back with me. Spencer Strider on the run line, minus 1.5. That's the play for me in that second game. Now, we keep it going here. Brewers, White Sox. Look, Woodruff came out. Shame on me. I went under his K prop on his first start. And I, for the life of me, couldn't believe that. He just dominated. And look, White Sox, Brewers, bang it out, right? Bigger thing here is, does that get mitigated on the road? I don't think it does. And I'm willing to shoot up as high as 160, but I know I can get a better number. And I'm, again, targeting a guy that I just don't believe is going to get pulled and struggle. Last start was great. The strikeouts were there. Chicago does not have an answer. They simply don't. So Schultons, Johnny Skeltons, there's nothing there. Nothing. Angels. Let's do this. Let's do this one here. Angels, Astros. Now, make sure you check out the MLB Best Bets video on Saturday because we'll target some home run stuff and some individual stuff, including build a parlay for you. But there is, at least with Anderson versus France, and probably more JP France than Tyler, but there's a pathway to runs. Neither of these guys are really going to rely on the K. You are limiting hard. So I'm not going to target home runs in this game. All right. I'm probably not going to target many guys for extra bases. But I do think that when it's all said and done, you're going to see some runs here. Now, do you side with that? Or do you say, all right, well, if it's going to be a higher scoring game, that means at the very least France is out, right? We know Anderson probably not going to last that long. And you keep this thing within a run. I think you're better off going over 9 here. 17 to 7.5K to walk rate for France, 18.5 to 9.5K to walk rate for Anderson. The only thing working for these guys, limiting hard hit percentage, limiting loud outs. But that doesn't mean that teams can't get on the bag and manufacture some runs. And that's what you're going to see against both of these guys. So people may bet based on that, the loud outs and stuff. For me, it's more a matter of how are they getting out of anything. Padres on the road. Book it, please. To the window, please. Again, how in the world is Arizona even close to being a favorite like this? They are on a serious schneid, is it? Right? They can't score runs. What have they've lost 9 in a row. 9 in a row. And they can't score any runs. What are we talking about here? They are plummeting right now with their inability to cross the plate. And you want me to put anything on their side? I don't even think it's worth taking them on the run line. Oh, no. Stop. What is that? That's just offensive. Good pitching matchup here. So I think we're going to lean at the very least. But look, we move on. Giants, Rangers. And Alex Cobb is the guy at home that we want to comfortably look at first to settle in against the Rangers on the road. And now it's a matter of what can you get from Andrew Heaney? Guy has a good strikeout rate, 24.5. There's some other spotty areas, but the loud outs are not a problem for him. Cobb is definitely going to need some help here when it comes to defense and ball positioning of where he's placing these pitches to where they're going. He's not going to strike the side out every single time. But I like the pitching matchup. I really do. And I think that Cobb is going to jump out a little bit more than maybe suggested season-long numbers would indicate. And you're going to slide into an under here at 8. Rockies, Dodgers. Let's keep this thing moving, all right? We got 2 more to get to before we get the hell out of here. Rockies, Dodgers. 2.5 run line. This is already moved. You can probably get it at 1.5 still. Let's see. Well, those are home runs. I'll give you home runs. I'm just curious. Just bear with me here. There we go. Yeah, it's still at 1.5. Okay, 2.5. BetMGM has it at, no, it said 1.5. Well, that's not right because they moved it. So Odd Shopper will update as I'm sure we're talking here, but you see you can get it at 1.5 elsewhere. That's fine. Play it at 1.5. Don't play it at 2.5. There's no need. You'll probably have to pay a price of 140 or so, but do it. Knowing that the market is moving to 2.5, that's a good sign. Baltimore got beat last night. Shout out. We had that on the Discord. Nice little 3-leg parlay that was boosted. Reminder, you're going to get 2 free months of the Discord just for signing up below at BetMGM, which I know you're not on for whatever reasons, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge. So what happens? Do we get the same old? Do we get a little bounce back from at least Baltimore? Baltimore did nothing, and Seattle just cruised. I think Seattle is fine. It's a matter of what can you get from Baltimore scoring. You get me 3, 4 runs from the O's tonight, which I think is very viable. This game absolutely goes over 8, and you can go ahead and punch that. And at minus 105, there's a little lean there, a little shade to the under there because of George Kirby at home, who's been fine. He doesn't walk a soul. And Cole Irvin, but Cole Irvin is another guy that I think is attackable. It's the Baltimore Bats that were essentially asking to do stuff. Look, maybe your first bet wants to be all of these on BetMGM. You don't even need to put that in there. $50, your first bet. All right, go ahead. If it hits, then you're over $151,000. Well, technically $150,000 minus the profit and all, but that's fine. That's fine. That's a lot of money. I promised you home run plays, didn't I? Let's see what the tool has. I'm giving you this 70% off your first month. Your first month, and I'm just showing you free home run plays. I'm giving stuff away for free. You can see Lindquist just disappointed with that. I'll see you tomorrow.